In the interest of building all members' business skills, a different member each week is charged with presenting on a topic of their choosing in our 3-minute business growth segment.
And today we have the wonderful David Quinn-Watson as our educational snippet person today.
I was just going to say that.
There you go.
Why do I feel I've been dropped right in it? Just for turning.
She does it every week to someone.
Okay.
Joe's looked around the screen and gone, who hasn't been in for a while? And I'm pretty sure Misty's picked no one. Let's do David.
Well,
if you haven't been here, where have you been? So
I've been moving house actually. So didn't work out for me in the previous place, and I had to spend the last couple of weeks finding a new place to live and then moving on the weekend. So I'm back. Great to be here, guys. I'm going to talk about one-to-ones, and because it's top of the mind for us in another networking group. Some of you will know it, and I think Misty certainly does. HNP, Australian Morning. We're kicking off next week with a one-to-one champion. And we're trying to encourage people in, networking groups to actually have one-to-ones after the networking event.
Yep.
Because, I've been to networking events for 18 months now, since I started building my coaching business. And very few people have actually approached me personally, even though if I went through Misty's lists that I've been keeping, the list I've been keeping, probably close to 300-400 different people I've met. Very few of those 300 to 400 people have actually reached out to me personally and asked for a one-to-one. And we always hear that one-to-ones are the way to build your business, because you build the relationship, you get to know the person as they really are, not just about their business and what they want to sell you, which is what I think a lot of people want to come to these sorts of events for, and think they're going to sell and buy. And not buy. We're not certainly here to buy from anybody here. Obviously, if we find something interesting, it might turn into that way. But you need about 6 to 7 face-to-face touch points with a person before you'll actually do a transaction like that. And if you're trying to connect with them on social media, it's something like 30, I heard the other day. 30 touch points before you'll feel like you actually want to take the next step. So, look, my encouragement from everybody business tip is have a one-to-one with somebody in this room.
I like your timing of it too. If you have it directly after the meeting, like if you'd say to someone, oh, do you want to have a one-to-one? Let's do it directly after. The other time to do it is let's do it directly before the meeting next week. That way, if you plan it, if you can't do directly after, if you make it straight before, it forces you both to come back to the meeting, because after all, you've got to drop out, you've got to complete it, and you've got to drop out to get into the meeting. So like, let's say you, David, if you picked anyone here in this room and said, oh, like Shanley, why don't we have a one-to-one before business at breakfast next week, right? Shanley might go, oh yeah, all right. She might be thinking I wasn't going to business at breakfast, but David is. So David's like, I'm making sure she's coming back out, right? So you can, because it's like, we've got to leave and get into it. Now that person has to try and explain why they're not coming.
Yeah.
Because they're already enjoying themselves talking to you, and then they come across, you know. So,
and the other thing is that it doesn't have to be half an hour or an hour. You can actually have a touch point, which is 5-10 minutes. 5 minutes each is a 10-minute one-to-one, and you've started to build that relationship. And maybe do it again in a couple of weeks' time after that.
Yep. Great. Well done, David. Love that tip. There you go, Joe.